This session is called Tools for Transformation, Building and Activating a Metaverse. There's a growing ecosystem of digital artists and private sector innovators who are providing exciting insights into new technology markets. We will hear from two leading voices today. The first will join us on the screen, and his name is Rob Janoff. He's the designer of the Apple logo. If you own an Apple product, join us at the Connection stage. After Rob is Chris Deschenes. I got you. Chief Executive Officer of Kalamint. Enjoy. Make your way here. Connection stage.
Hi, I'm Rob Janoff. 45 years ago, I designed a logo for a little startup company, Apple Computer. I'm happy to say that company and that logo are still alive and well today. As we all know, the man behind Apple, Steve Jobs, achieved amazing success with his vision. And because my logo was part of that vision, it opened up doors for me in my 40+ years in the design industry. It led me to where I am today, heading a design firm with clients from all around the world, working on many national and international brands. Creative industries are always dynamic and changing, including my own. I've experienced how many of my clients have grown by positioning their companies at the front of emerging opportunities and giving themselves the best chances of success. When my team and I were asked to rebrand Exceed Industries in the UAE, the company was expanding from being an industrial marketer to becoming a consumer products marketer as well. That's a big new direction. We crafted a symbol for Exceed that was free-flowing and powerful, reflecting all the different industries under the Exceed umbrella. Working for a national holdings company was an honor. I've always wanted to do more in Dubai with its many opportunities. One of our exciting new clients, Paradox, is headed by another visionary, Chris Deschenes. Paradox is going to be a groundbreaking metaverse aimed at leveling the playing field for artists, business people, companies, and cultures. Once it's crafted to reflect and respect the culture of your region, the metaverse could be a fantastic opportunity for Dubai. But I'll let Chris tell you all about it. I wish the WCCE every success as they inspire the next generation of creatives. And now I'm pleased to introduce to you Chris Deschenes from Paradox.
Good evening. So one of the first signs that I saw when I got off of the airplane said the UAE, where impossible doesn't exist. To me, that was so powerful, coming to do exactly what I'm doing right now, is hopefully inspire and lead the way into the future through the metaverse. So my name is Chris Deschenes, and I am also the CEO at Kalamint, which is an NFT platform located on the Tezos blockchain. For those of you who might be asking, what is an NFT? Well, it's a non-fungible token that stores data on an immutable ledger called the blockchain. When that data is stored on the blockchain, you're able to assign provenance or ownership to digital assets. So while that is a bit vague in telling you what an NFT is, it's even more vague in the fact that it doesn't explain how NFTs are changing the world day to day and what's in store with NFTs. Gaming is one of the most obvious steps in NFTs. You have Roblox, you have Minecraft, you have Fortnite, where individuals buy skins or weapons and spend all kinds of time creating something in a game. The problem is, when you get tired of playing that game or you want to move to somewhere else, what can you do with all that time and money you spent? Well, if they were NFTs, you would be able to transfer ownership to another player in the game or just bring them with you. So the gaming industry right now is at $80 billion a year. It's estimated by 2025 that it's going to be $360 billion a year. The crazy part is, that's nothing. So Grayscale says that, and Grayscale is one of the most trusted authorities in crypto trading. They say that the metaverse is going to be worth $400 billion by 2025. Now, you're going $360 billion and $400 billion by one that's already established and one that is just getting going. Why is that? Well, VR is right now. We're just now starting to understand what VR can add to our lives. So when we're looking at VR and the combination between NFTs and VR, well, everything's about to change. So we need to start building. And if we're going to build, one of the most important steps is to do things the right way, not the easy way. Well, part of being involved in doing things the right way is surrounding yourself with the best individuals in the space. Rob Janoff, who gave me a wonderful introduction, is the branding and marketing genius behind a little company called Apple. So, to say that he's a pioneer or a visionary is probably the understatement of the year. We brought the idea to him. I contacted them and said, hey, I've got this idea, and I started to explain. It didn't take long at all for Rob to say, I think you're onto something. Let's do this, and let's do it right. But when you have the brand, next you need the product. We've also partnered with Virtualware, who is the top virtual company in the world. They have a proprietary system called Viru that allows virtual technology, or VR, to be immersive and interactive. You can see in these top two pictures, there's sensors in the ceiling. So instead of using controls to move your hands or move through a space, you can actually go into a warehouse that will transport you into the Louvre or out to Art Basel or the Guggenheim. Whatever you can imagine, you can build it and put it in this space. That's so empowering, especially for newer artists that are entering the space, want to have their artwork shown around the world. There's so much that can be done. So if you need something immaculate and you need it in VR, you need Virtualware. Paradox. So what are we building? Needless to say, these two Goliaths in their own industry can be pretty selective about who they choose to align with. Well, what's happening now? Paradox is a contradiction. The contradiction of what's happening now in this current space. You have all these mega corporations that are a new metaverse popping up every single day. But we don't want to be like any other metaverse. We want to build it right. So there are some core values that when we're building Paradox, we want to keep in mind. A culture where they can thrive and evolve, or your culture can thrive and evolve. Privacy is a human right that should be given to everybody. Too many companies are out here to farm your data. If they'll farm your data and they'll farm your children's data, they would do basically anything to make a buck. So with creativity, the fact that we're building in VR, your imagination is the only limitation. You can build whatever you want, upside down, right side up, walk on walls. This is truly the renaissance not only for digital art, but for creatives in general. You can do anything, you can create anything, and that is incredibly important for where we're going into the future. So, when it comes to learning, we want to give a central platform where everybody can come together and, creatives and scholars can come up with ideas, solve solutions, or they can teach and collaborate. So we have some key components that we are going to take part in and add to the Paradox. We've got things like the Habitat, where you'll be able to go play games. The Paradox is not the next Grand Theft Auto. There is no violence. There is no, murders, wars, and no stealing. This is a world where everybody can feel safe. We've got stadiums to go, watch football games, or, a marketplace where people can buy and sell artworks, creation rooms where you can go create stuff that goes into the world so that everybody has an equal chance when it comes to, having some kind of funding to exist in this world. People can actually make a living from Paradox that carries over because we want the two worlds to mesh together. We'll have the sanctuary for, travel. If you want to be on the beaches of Turks and Caicos because you've had a long day at work and you live in New York, put a headset on, go relax. Let's take care of your mental well-being too. So, the Middle Earth. I did 2 tours to the Middle East as a machine gunner with 1st Battalion, 1st Marines. When I came to the Middle East, it was incredible the amount of culture and how kind people were. It was painted by the media that, it's dangerous and so on and so forth. And trying to go back home after being in the Middle East and having these amazing experiences and telling people through small stories was almost impossible. How do you tell about an entire culture through small stories? Well, it isn't really possible, but with VR, we're able to move towards sharing a borderless world where we can all come together and get to learn and know one another. The idea is you need to get to know your neighbor, because right now the media fear mongers and tells us who we're supposed to like, who we're supposed to fear, and the world is going in the wrong direction. So preserving culture is also very important. We feel that if you build something and you should be able to control, say, what your children see and hear. Well, with most VR, you can put on a headset and get to adult content in almost no time. Do you really want your child to be in a metaverse where somebody is farming their data or just trying to get clicks through headsets or get paid for how many ads come through when there's adult content and adult, things meant for an adult, but we're going to put our children in this world. With Paradox, we want to give the option to parents, a parental setting, if you will. Your children might not have to see anybody else in the world, maybe only friends and family. Are there certain places that they can go? You're able to preserve your own culture and raise your children the way you want, not with mega corporations trying to do it for you. New economy. So anything that can be bought or sold can be tokenized and placed on the blockchain. So when we say a new economy, imagine an avatar, which an avatar is a person in this world. Now, this avatar can be built to specifications with your neck, your chest, your inseam, your shoe size, and now we're going shopping at the rendezvous. And I'm trying clothes on, and I actually get to see what those pants would look like on me. It's got my face, it's my exact specifications, I can make it walk. It's commerce reimagined, where we no longer have to guess by going through web page through web page through web page and saying, I think when those come in, they're going to look pretty good. So right now is the first mover advantage, and it's not going to last forever because more and more people are catching on. And that's why it's pretty vital to us to start moving in the right direction now. With the paradox, I don't know how many of you have seen things like Roblox or Minecraft, but the graphics are not something that adults could strive to live in. Well, with the Viru that I was speaking earlier, it is the top of the line, the greatest available VR out there. You have to keep 90 frames per second per eye to stop people from getting motion sick. That goes into the experience. The user interface and the user experience are two of the most important things, and that's why working with the virtualware is very important because they're the top in the industry. So it's your data. Everybody knows that Meta or Facebook is coming out, and they love to dig a little bit into what you do and turn that into a financial gain. Well, and do you really want a large mega corporation to, again, tell you how your children should be living? So it's all about you. Other companies do this at the expense of the owner. To make sure we are moving in the right direction, we want this to be run by you. We want to allow companies and corporations and people to build their own individual spaces, to build art galleries and entire continents and remake your world. The idea is if you wanted to build an eighth emirate right now with zero possibility of violence happening or, zero limitations on how creative you could get, the paradox is the way to do that. There are certain things that are only accessible through VR, and we're tapping into those very quickly. We're starting with Alexandria. So Alexandria was considered the Mecca or the center for learning and education, and was pretty much what we wanted to start. We want to have Alexandria with art galleries and a library and a concert hall where you can come together and defy gravity. You can see, walk on the ceiling because this is the paradox. You can walk into a door that looks like there's nothing behind it, and it opens into a just immaculate, beautiful room with details, things hanging from the ceiling. You're walking on clouds, or you're cutting entrances into the sky. The picture on the left is, so on your left is how we envision the Alexandria. We worked with Julian Fleuret, who is one of the top concept artists in the world. In one of those pillars, we'll have the concert hall. In another pillar, we'll have a library. And in another pillar, we'll have art galleries where people from all around the world can show their art. On the right is the habitat, where you can have games and indie game developers come to show off what they've created and where they're moving into tomorrow. Out of one portal, you have somebody ride a dirt bike out. Out of another portal, a guy comes holding a sword and a shield, and another one, a squishy little creature bounces across the stage. But you can do anything you want to do, and it opens up commerce to people that couldn't have it before. It used to be if you were an artist, you would go to a gallery, you would pay a fee, you would hang your artwork up and wait for that one perfect collector to come by that maybe after a year, 2 years, sometimes more, or if it ever sold at all, the art that you had never had a chance. But now we have a way to show collectors in Japan, work from, Dubai. We have ways to, in Mexico can sell to Europe, and you are able to get in front of so many people. There's different means of travel and transportation where if somebody's good at designing, we've got jetpacks, hoverboards, and flying vehicles. So if you're good at designing and you feel like you could do this for a living, then come to the Paradox and sell your skills. There's different entrance ways, building upside down. Like, you can't do these in other places. But when it comes to building an entire country or an entire city, you want to do something that nobody has done before. You're going to be able to control, if somebody comes to the Emirate, well, let's preserve the culture. Let's have a dress code. And it doesn't matter if they want to wear something different. We'll establish a dress code where everybody can be wearing the same thing. Or, there's no violence. Everything's on an immutable ledger, so things can't be stolen. We know where it goes, and we can preserve culture and have moments that are strictly around the culture of the UAE or any other country that decides to build in the Paradox. This is a screen grab from a video that I won't have time to show today, by an artist named Haas Manzani. And it's about the immersive experience where you can walk through and you can actually set down your handsets, walk up and feel the artwork that is sitting in front of you. It's about changing and not doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, and doing it in a safe environment. So the Paradox is basically a way to get cultures to collide, to build a borderless world and inspire people and creatives to come together, and also have those creatives sell their artwork and understand other cultures, get to know each other without the fear of violence, where Palestinians and Israelis can live right next to each other and never fear a war or a bombing. It truly is a way to get to know one another. So I thank you for your time, and I would love to talk to anybody. If you'd like to see the video, also reach out to me. Thank you.